Sometimes someone says something that cuts right through the noise. And that's exactly what Illa did on the Lapeef Network. Welcome back to Kimara Reacts. To my subscribers, thank you for your support. If you are new here, please help this channel grow by subscribing, like and share the video. Don't forget to hit the bell notification. Let's react. Illa broke it down perfectly. Religion, and yes, even the Bible, have been used as weapons for centuries, used to justify oppression, slavery, and submission, used to control minds and keep generations trapped in fear instead of walking in truth. And that right there is why I stepped away from religion. Because once you start learning the history, once you realize how faith was manipulated to serve power, it becomes impossible to see it the same way again. Now, don't get me wrong. I still believe in a higher power, but I no longer believe everything I was taught. And that's okay, because faith should lead to peace, not control. Today's church, it's not what it used to be. Many people I meet now have made religion their whole identity. Every word, every breath, it's all about what they believe. And I'll tell you right now, that's dangerous energy. I exit stage left, gracefully, but quickly.
If you ever hear me say believe, that means I'm unsure of a thing, right? When I'm talking about the Bible specifically, I know, right? You have to use the correct language. Now, I think there is a conflation with Christianity and the Bible. Those things are totally separate. The Bible is not a religious book, right? It's a book of law, statutes, and commandments, right? With stories, history, archaeology, and prophecy to confirm those things, right? And so there is a conflation there. People get it confused, right? So I do agree with you there, right? But the dogma of Christianity has led people astray. I do agree there. Now, when you say the Pope regarding the King James, what do you mean by that? Because the King James was compiled by 47 Hebrew and Greek scholars, right? And the Hebrews actually look like us, right? And so they took the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Greek Septuagint, the Textus Receptus, and the Codex Atticus, and they compiled it, right? They translated it. When you see italicized words in the King James, those words were added to make the sentence complete. And then it was then sent to a council of 12, right, to make sure they kind of drummed it down. And then a council of 4 will look at the rest when they couldn't agree. So which Bible are you talking about? Like what Martin Luther did, or are you talking about the first 80 books?
I'm talking about the concept. You can pick whichever one you want, because it's Protestant, there's a whole bunch of sects of Christianity.
Yeah, the Pope is Catholic, so
I know, but that's the daddy. That's the tree, but then you got leaves. They all came from the Catholic Church when it comes to how Christianity was politicized and militarized. That comes from the Pope. So we live in the world. That's true, right?
yeah.
We live in the. When I give information, I'm giving information that's pertinent to the reality that you live in now. Because we'll talk about Egypt and all of that, but we live in a world in America that's a direct.
Fellas, let's talk facts. Your belt game can make or break your look. You could have the cleanest fit, but if your belt is cracked, stretched, or sagging, you just killed the vibe. And believe me, women notice. First impressions matter. That's why I'm excited to partner with Anson Belt and Buckle. They completely reimagine how belts should work. No more holes. Anson uses a micro-adjustable track system that gives you the perfect fit every single time. Once you try it, you'll never go back to a regular belt. And here's what sets it apart. One box gives you 3 buckles and 3 straps. That's 9 different combos. More versatility, less clutter. You'll look sharp in every situation. Anson is family owned, backed by a lifetime guarantee. And because they're sponsoring this video, you get a free bonus buckle and a strap when you click the link below or scan the QR code. Don't wait. Upgrade your belt game today.
Result of a recent but far away political conflict. We were many things. You can go through history and see that we believed in a lot of stuff. But I'm talking about the paradigm we in now. The paradigm we in now is a product of an Islamic Christian conflict. Yes, it is. So in the paradigm we in now, Christianity was a detriment, and they used the Bible to convert us into slavery. And to further my point, I'm not going to just freestyle. Y'all know me. I love these goddamn books. because I don't like leaving things up in the air, and I don't want people to feel like I'm just talking just to be talking, and I like to give people something that they can reference to. So, hold 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, and I got it. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be long. This is quick. This is from a book called The Iceman Inheritance, ladies and gentlemen. The Iceman Inheritance. Prehistoric sources of Western man's racism, sexism, and aggression. They said European interests in formalizing the concept of race dates back to the early part of the 18th century. Dr. Montague maintained the development of the idea of race may be traced with some justifications back to scholastic naturalization of Aristotle's doctrine of predictable genius species, difference, property, and accident. In the year 1457, a council of cardinals met in Holland and sanctioned as a righteous and progressive idea the enslavement of Africans for the purpose of their conversion to Christianity and to be exploited in the labor market as chattel property. He further maintains that the concept of race had another development during the early days of the Age of Enlightenment, when in 1735, Swedish botanist Linnaeus took over the concept of class, species, genius from the theologians to serve them as systematic tools. These conclusions show how important it is for us to deal with both the genesis and present application of racism. The devilish scheme speedily became the standard policy for the church for 3 centuries, and thus the ghastly traffic in human misery was given a cloak of respectability and anointed with the oil of pontifical righteousness in Jesus' name. And so the slave trade began, inaugurating an era that stands out as the most gruesome and macabre example of man's disregard of the humanity of all men. So when I talk about Christianity, I'm talking about how it would affect us in our reality today. I'm not talking about 4,000 years ago. I'm talking about how it created a political, social, and economic paradigm that puts you on the bottom through your belief. That's a fact. And I'm not talking about what I heard. I'm talking about, I don't say it to sound smart, y'all. This is not what I'm doing. It's because out of love. We be so caught up in these beliefs, man, but we don't know what actually happened in history and how it's affecting us now, because it ain't just prophecy that calls today. It's evil people who have resources and they turn the world against you. We don't have to look in space or none of that. People are doing shit right in front of you. They not doing nothing spooky. They saying words over you. They doing all this shit right here in the present. And this has nothing to do with anything prophesied. It's just evil and fucking good, man. And I think if we just move past belief and get to what really matters, we could get somewhere. Because we'll be here all day talking about belief. But that's what the church actually did in real life.
Hey, if you do you want to counter this? You want to counter?
Yeah. I just so I have a book too, right? So this is from Babylon to Timbuktu.
Babylon, yeah.
Rudolph E. Windsor. So I don't got to read. So right? It mentions that the black Jews, right, over how many were expelled from Israel, right, and then through the trans-Saharan slave trade, right, they made it to the west coast of Africa, right. So what we know is when we were in Israel, in Jerusalem, right, they were studying all the prophets from Isaiah, right, to Malachi and whomever, right. So we know that we already had that information before we got here and got put in chains, because it was black Jews expelled from Jerusalem and Israel in 70 AD, pursuant to Babylon and Timbuktu. That's why I love Real, man. He make a nigga think, you know?
Yeah.
So,
like I'm saying, that's true. That's cool. But
yeah,
this fact still remains. Mm-hmm. The church and the Bible has been used to do more damage than good to our paradigm and in our time. That's a fact.
I would say,
I think whiteness has. Oh, go ahead.
No, I would say because
that's their weapon. That's their weapon. They use the cross to justify. It's called manifest destiny. It's called the doctrine of discovery. Like, these are things that you can verifiably look up. See, the concept of religion is this is the thing. It's real simple, man. See, Jesus made things simple. Jesus spoke in parables. He was considered a heretic to the believers. They killed him. So the people that talk all this church shit, they the ones who killed Jesus. When the Christ energy comes to black people, they always kill him. Don't follow these groups. You are the Christ you're looking for. And when our people can figure that shit out, we can move like it's nothing. Because we dope already. We don't need nothing. We ain't born in sin and none of that shit. These are metaphysical concepts that have nothing to do with what you think it is. That's why the Bible says you gotta rightfully divide. That's why the Bible says you gotta rightfully divide the word of truth. And it says, study to show thyself approved. You gotta study. You gotta prove for you. You can't just go by one thing. Like, start with actual history. I think that's the best way to go. But as far as moving forward, we gotta move beyond belief and deal with love, because the energy of love will supersede that. That's why the Bible say perfect love do what? It casts out all fear. Belief is based on fear. I don't want to miss out. I don't want to go to hell. I don't. That's fear. Perfect love casts out all that. And if we focus on that, we could get together and we have to worry about all this goofy shit. Respectfully.
Hello, what do you classify as actual history? Like, what's the parameters for?
I mean, to be honest, Marcus, I don't like that question because it leads to a place where it justifies people not to read. Just start doing it. Read. Take one part and take another. It's not one book. It's all of it. Anytime you go to I don't know why our people are so. They got us real good, man. And Mark, you know you my man. We talk. I love you. But they got us so good because we are so scared of structure. The European did a good job on this because he made us scared. We associate structure and literature with white people shit. Subconsciously, we do that. So anytime things start to get structured, we think of white folks, and we start thinking about reading. We think, well, what a white man wrote that. It's like you gotta start somewhere. You have to read. And you read another book and another book and another book, and then you apply it to what you actually experienced, and you apply it to reason. Nothing I read was mystical or hard to figure out. It's very simple, bro.
Yeah, the reason I asked, white people ain't coming to my mind at all in regards to why I asked you that question.
Okay.
My initial statement when I spoke earlier was, I can prove up to 1728 historically accurate without disconnection. I can.
Why just that year? You don't think 1492 happened? You don't think that happened?
Well, what I'm saying is, as far as we are concerned, if somebody can show me genealogically how they track themselves from this point to that point, I've already said, then okay, and you can show me where I'm at in that tracking, then I can get down with it. But
you're looking at the wrong. You're looking at it wrong.
Hold on, y'all. We got a few people who ain't get a chance to speak, and I mean, we got to do some super chats. It's another video and Q and all that.
Yeah, y'all just gonna cut me off in the middle of saying what I'm saying?
Go ahead, everyone, finish your joint, but nobody respond.
All I'm saying is this: history exists, genealogy exists. I can track from point A to point B. If somebody can show me pre-A that tracks to B, that tracks to C, then we could talk. If you can't do that, then respectfully, it's your understanding of your. It's no clear genealogical tracking of that. It could be any. Somebody can have this ideology, somebody can have that ideology. They can conflict. They can argue about it. They can walk away with their belief. They can walk away with their belief. But the fact remains of tracking this stuff. If you can't show me the linear tracking of that, then the only history that we can go by is the one that you can show clear disconnection with no disconnection.
Brother, respectfully, and I'm gonna be quick. You're still arguing a belief. You're talking about, I believe I came. No, listen, bro, listen. You're saying, I believe I came from one place. I can't believe I came from another place. I have the proof of it. And you're right.
That's not what I said.
So what are you saying, Marcus?
The only place that I can prove is this. The other things are belief. Y'all are arguing a belief. I'm saying the only thing I can prove is A.
I just read what happened in a year. That's not what was belief about what I just read?
Is that directly like? Can you go in that book and say this is me from here?
Bro, listen. You listen to the wrong thing. What I described, I'm gonna say it for you. What I described was a political movement to displace people everywhere. You're focused on. I came from one place. Whatever place you think you came from, the same thing happened to you. So I'm talking about what happened to you. Whether you came from the boat, whether you came from Jamaica, whether you was a Jew, Israelite, Moor. I'm talking about how Christianity displaced all of us. You're talking about where I'm from. I'm saying that wherever you're from, this way hit you over the head. Follow me?
All right.
Go ahead.
Some of the ladies.
We gonna argue.
Y'all not gonna stop.
I mean, am I speaking Spanish?
No.
I'm making it plain, baby. I promise I'm making it plain.
We good.
I'm not disagreeing that slavery and the
You missing it, baby. You missing it, bro. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
I'm hearing you very clearly. Very clearly.
I just don't know how we compile this. That's I would love to figure out how we get to that point that we can, head in some direction of compiling the historical text.
Love is the answer, baby.
I don't need religion to know right from wrong. I don't need doctrine to love people or to live in truth. And that's the message I took from what Illa said, that we don't have to follow blindly just because that's what's been passed down. Because when dogma starts doing the job of the elites, dividing, distracting, and diluting truth, it's no longer faith, it's manipulation. So shout out to the Lapeef Network and to Illa for speaking truth without fear, for reminding people that it's okay to question, to grow, and to find your own peace outside the box they built for you. That's my take, y'all. Whether you're in church or not, just lead with love and respect. That's what matters the most. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.